Really?
I wouldn't lie to you about that. Let's do this.
All right. Are we ready?
I hope so.
All right. North Dakota, the great
Let's
pitbull politician.
let's get out of this and let's go.
Start it up, baby.
It's
Your
going. Well,
show.
it's going. All right. So, um, almost everybody probably knows by now that Bruce and I don't have children of our own, but Bruce has been a coach and still actually works as one for decades. I taught for decades. And we have, in my view, I have my kids. My students of 20 years will tell you that I always referred to them as my kids, and they still are. And I am very, very distressed at what North Dakota legislature this session, and it's been an interesting. I have to literally question whether or not this session has left us with any rights left at all.
It is. I've been told by more than a few people. This is probably the worst session for freedom
Uh,
in North Dakota has ever had.
they don't seem to understand. Okay, so first of all, I have some problems. Everyone says we're a red state. No, we're a rhino state. We have people that forever, whose families, whose families are forever, have the Democrats that are now running as Republicans that are in control of the legislature. If you believe that they have changed their spots, you are incorrect.
Including our governor.
Yes, and the past governor. But here's what caused me to tell hubby we gotta do some complaining. We're gonna do others, but this is the big one. Your children are no longer your own. You get the privilege of birthing them. You get the privilege of raising them,
Paying for it.
paying for it. But House Bill 1450 was defeated in the Senate. And an overview is it was a bill for an act to create and enact a new section of Century Code relating to parent and guardian access to the medical examination room of a minor. So, in other words, you are not going to be allowed into an doctor's examination room with your minor children. If your minor children say, nope, I don't want mom or dad in there or my guardian in there, the doctor's going to tell you, you can't go. You get to pay the bill at the end, but you're going to have no knowledge whatsoever of what was discussed, what vaccinations or medications were given to your child, um, what advice was given to you. You will have no knowledge because you will not only not be allowed in the exam room, you will not be allowed access to their records.
That's up until they're 18.
Oh,
Well, then it's done. Then they don't have to be. So that's
I'm just
yeah,
saying
good. None of them.
it's a minor child, so that they could be talking to your child about transitioning to a different gender. They could be talking to your child about birth control. They could be vaccinating your child with from anything that they have on hand that they think is valuable. Translation that they're being paid for. Uh, it's terrifying to me that my students, who I know are having children, because I have the wonderful opportunity to see pictures of them and stuff out on Facebook, they're being told that if they live in the state of North Dakota, they do not have the right to accompany that child into an examination room during a medical. So if your kid has to go to a medical examination for sports, you had to do those, right?
Hmm.
They can say you don't get to come in, or the examination doesn't happen, which means your kid can't play sports. I am extremely concerned. And this is one example of the way the North Dakota legislature this session has worked to take away your rights in North Dakota, all while telling you that they're working for your health, for your safety, and for your prosperity,
Greater good.
the greater good.
Yes. it is really, this is a disturbing thing. How the heck they ever think that you're going to take away a parent's basically a responsibility,
No, you have the
their duty.
responsibility.
Yeah, no, no,
Yeah,
but you can, you know, it is, you have a responsibility to be in there and knowing what's happening to your
I
kids,
agree.
and that's where this is very ugly. And and what we're talking about kids, we might as well just go into how outrageous it is. And actually, the majority of North Dakotans like the idea that we feed our kids constantly from the state. While you're in school, you
The
get
lunch,
breakfast, lunch,
that was
and
voted down, but it's come up again and again and
yes,
again.
yes, it's good. It's going to be there, and it's ugly that actually I was going to say I'm disappointed that 60 some % of the people in the state like it. I
Of
mean,
course they do.
no, you guys, you got to take care of your kids. I mean, we don't have any, but we sure the hell would have taken care of them. We do not want them to eat this crap that Bill Gates produces, this fake meat and stuff, and all this stuff is crap. And you want to know why 50% of kids 15 years old in America are obese, overweight? It's because of this crap. We got to stop this. It's very frustrating. And by the way, you sit there and you look at it, we are a fat ass country because Japan, same situation. Only 4 to 5% of the kids are obese at 15.
The thing is this is we are gradually turning more and more parental duties, childcare, all kinds of things over to the state.
Mhm.
Once the state is in control of all of those aspects, do you honestly think they're going to give you your children back? Because if you do, you're incorrect. Historically, communism and socialism has taken over by taking over the children,
Yep.
and they want control of the children. And this is exactly what they're doing under the guise of helping you as struggling parents. They're taking control over the everyday life duties of the parent so that they're going to be able to look at the kid and go, well, why would you miss mommy and daddy? We provide you with
Yep.
everything.
Yes, and the knowledge that you learn from them too. That's going to be safe.
So you need to be
Propaganda.
you need to be very cautious because um, these good intentions are not. They're not well intended for you. They're not well intended for your children. They're written up in a glorious manner to make you feel good. They have marketing experts. I know I'm a marketing expert that are schooled in making, quite frankly, shit smell and look like rose petals. Okay. And people go, okay. I used to tell my kids, hey, that's your job. Now you have to, that's why it's so important for you as a marketing person to be ethical. Because with words, you have great power. And we were talking earlier today that it all really, I mean, it was going downhill before, but what really happened was when it became from the dole to welfare to
And
entitlements.
bad word.
Okay. Verbiage, words are very, very important. And you have to learn to understand that they're being used as warfare against you and against your children. And in North Dakota, good old friendly North Dakota, you as parents are gradually losing the ability to care for your children. And it is going to get worse.
There's so many things. Well, speaking of worse, I mean, like I said before, this is probably the most the biggest takeover ever
Yes.
by the legislatures. I mean, they got so many things that we're going to talk about. I mean, simple things like the ballot initiative have to have
60%.
60%. If we want an initiative on the ballot, It takes 60%. And of course, the morons I heard why, because that's what it takes in the national
To change
the
the federal constitution.
Constitution.
It would take so much to change that. Outside interests have been coming in and changing North Dakota's constitution.
Yes, but it takes what 50% of you morons legislatures to do it. I
I'm
mean, it's
just
just
saying.
it's just frustrating that, and there's more than a few times I'm going to mention how much you really think you're so damn brilliant,
Brain drain,
brain drain and stuff like that. We have so many times like that
term
that
limits.
you are so superior to us in intelligence that you sit there and say, "Oh, it only takes 50% of us to make these initiatives and these laws, but it takes 60% of the people." That's irritating. So that's one of the things. Uh, what other one bugs you a lot?
Can we continue on brain drain for just a little
Well,
minute?
that's a new issue. Yeah,
I mean,
yes, let's
because
brain
these people
drain.
think they're so important that they can throw out the people's initiative, but and say that they're just going to put it on the ballot again after the people basically busted their asses to get the requirements done, and they don't have to. I think what would be fair is after the people do an initiative, if the legislature doesn't agree with what the initiative is, then one or two or three of the people from the legislature should have to do an initiative as well. And they should have to take their time and their efforts and their gas and everything else. And they should have to go out and get the exact same amount of signatures, which will also have to be verified by someone other than, I think, the Secretary of State's office. But they should have to get all the same number of signatures we did to get that back on the ballot. They shouldn't just be able to wave their magic wands and go, well, we don't think you were smart enough to understand what that ballot measure was, so we want you to vote on it again.
Brain drain. You do think you're geniuses,
Oh,
obviously,
they do.
and of course, the brain drain is directly applies to term limits, of course, and that they think that that's what's going to happen. I listened to some of these commentary pieces of that drive me crazy, and they say they're conservative. They're just no, that's very very frustrating. But term limits? Are you kidding me? We voted for it by 63%, and you want to get it back, and you're going to tell us that, oh, because we had
you didn't understand.
Yes, you were too damn stupid. And I'm getting sick of being told I'm being I'm being I'm that damn stupid by a bunch of people that want to rule me. And I mean, I know lots of you guys. You do not impress me in the intelligent area. I'm not saying you got everybody's a moron in the state legislature, but
sorry,
kid might say that. She's more brilliant than me, so that works. But the brain drain using this crap. Do not sit there and yeah. And by the way, the term limit crap is going to be coming back after us again, and it's going to be by our legislatures. Do not fall for it. I hope that we get 80 to 90% of the people this time to say bullshit to it. Oh, by the way, they do not have to get all the signatures too that we needed to get that on the ballot. They don't. They just.
That's why I think they should have to. They all they have to do is get together and agree. Well, we think this needs to be voted on again. So magically, no. I think somebody from the legislature should have to go out and, as collective, they should have to gather signatures. And I think those signatures should have to be validated by an outside party.
Not that we don't trust what's his name, Attorney General or Howe, that Secretary of State, yes.
Yeah, and then I don't.
You don't trust Howe?
No, I don't trust. I don't. My trust is gone.
Yes, well, we don't.
They have seen to that.
I'm being sarcastic.
I know you are, but they have seen to that. That is why I do not trust them.
No,
they have eroded all faith that I have in the North Dakota legislature and the North Dakota legislative process. It's exactly the same as it is at the federal. Exactly the same.
Yes, it is.
It has. In fact, it might even be worse because these are our neighbors. These are our neighbors.
I know. And I mean, really, we got people in here. And do I want to say they're kind of creepy little liars because they call themselves conservative and they don't vote that way? I mean, it's like going and really pisses me off is the fact that 3 to 4% of you people know how your state legislatures vote. Get your heads out of your butts and learn. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm some kind of genius," because I was the same crap as you are when I was 55, 6. I mean, I learned this in the last 10 years that you got to do something. You got to know what the hell you're voting for, who you're voting for. Ticks me off. All right. But I'm just
Yeah.
an ordinary old man. And now we're going to move on to something that is kind of like irritating. And I'm a farm boy. Me and Kit still own a 320 acre farm, and we support farming, being
Yes.
able to make
And
it.
farming and
And
ranching.
there's one thing that's just it's still it's ugly as hell actually right now is the glyphosate problem.
H HB 1318.
Yes, that is where they're trying to ram this
And they're
poison
again
down.
lying.
Yes. Oh, the legislatures are lying. The state, the people, oh, actually, the news people that support it are lying or
They're not news
evading it.
people. They're
News,
commentaries.
yes, yes, but they're evading the truth, and that's how they get along with it too. Lots of our favorite people that everybody loves on the media, they do lots of. We don't call it lying; we call it evading the
Nope,
truth.
nope, nope. We call it lying.
Do we?
Yep, I call it
But
lying.
glyphosate. I mean, I sit there and I know, and I was just talking to a couple farmers up here in Walhalla, and they remember fireflies and butterflies, and that's one thing that ticks me off. All right, and now I'm gonna sit there and say, "Oh, glyphosate just hurts the butterflies." Oh, you're gonna have to learn because we have to kill the grasshoppers. Oh, hell with the grasshoppers. We can take care of it. But the only problem is this stuff kills your kids too.
Here's the thing.
It's a carcinogen.
But let me explain it to you.
Okay.
Um, Imagine facing hundreds of thousands of lawsuits alleging your product causes harm. Bayer right now, since the acquiring Monsanto amidst the controversy of the weed killer Roundup, there's a staggering 177,000 lawsuits alleging Roundup's active ingredient, glyphosate, causes cancer. Bayer has launched a campaign to restrict farmers and the public's ability to hold them accountable. That's House Bill 1318. And the public's ability to get anything back, any recompense. Okay. The pesticide corporations are profiting at the expense of farmers' health, and anybody else who's downwind of this stuff now seek to strip them of the right to compensation. Okay. And this is all being seen under that veil. Now, if you've been listening to the radio, watching TV at all, you've heard of Modern Ag Alliance. All right. They're running commercials saying it's big, greedy lawyers that are trying to tell you what you can put on your field. And it's time to cut the big, greedy lawyers off and allow a farmer to be a farmer and have the right. Okay, what that is doing is this. They are using millions of dollars. They are lobbying. They are spending tons of money, not just in advertising, but in legal fees, in pressuring legislators and everything else. Millions are being spent, all because they don't want to have to pay your medical bills. What this legislation is going to do is it's going to say that if you use this product, you've checked the box that says you read the label. That immediately wipes the slate clean for any company that has a product with glyphosate in it or anything else they want to put in it, because you read the label, you are aware of the consequences of using said product. Therefore, the company is no longer liable for any damage of its product.
You are.
Yep. So here's the thing, because I have a lot of people who've read this legislation and they all come back to me saying, oh, it revolves around reading the product label. No, it does not. That's the lie again. You've got to understand this. Now they're threatening to withhold Roundup from farmers to try to force them to support Modern Ag Alliance's legislation. all because they don't want to pay your medical bills when you get sick from using an unsafe product. And Bayer is a German company, and Chem China is the other company that's involved with this. And the great thing about these chemicals is a lot of them can't be used in Europe.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, and of course, seen an ad. Speaking of lies about this crap, oh, this stuff is an American because it's made in America. It's owned by Bayer. It's not an American company. All right. Obviously, they have some that manufacture here, so they can say it. By the way, money, your legislature, yes, North Dakota, you're getting money, aren't you? How many money people got money in North Dakota from this?
From Bayer, from Monsanto, from everybody else as campaign contributions.
Oh, none. No, we don't do that in North Dakota. Bull crap.
By the way, just in case you're interested and you're free, there's going to be a rally at the Capitol Monday, April 13th at noon about House Bill 1318. All right. North Dakotans should have a right to sue for damages. Chemical companies shouldn't be able to use political action committees like Modern Ag Alliance to buy politicians and pass legislation. The bill passing the House or under false pretenses. Real people are concerned about this bill and are traveling. They're going to be there on Monday. We've asked politely our legislators and stuff on Monday, April 13th. There's going to be a group of people that are going to be demanding that House Bill 1318 be removed,
People
not be passed.
be there.
If you can, be there.
Yes, I know it's day. We're busy, but your kids' lives. I mean, I mean, it's got to be something because this stuff kills you, and it has.
And it's not just for the farmers. Yes, our farmers are important. I get that, but this encompasses everyone. If you're driving down the road while someone's spraying their field, if you're out biking after their field, if you walk through a field with your dogs after someone is sprayed and you don't know it, plus it's entering into the food chain.
Yes, that's the
It's
problem.
entering into the food chain. It's being absorbed into the plants and it's entering into the soil.
Yep.
We don't even know half of what this is going to do.
No, and they won't tell us, obviously. So Bayer is not the one that's going to sit there and is looking out for your betterment, and it doesn't.
Nor will Chem China.
And I don't. It seems like lots of our legislatures don't give a damn neither. Of course, then again, money speaks. Money means everything.
What else?
Well, I tell you what we have to do is the old property tax, and this is something that's been, probably my number one beeping thing. And we talk quite a bit about it. And I'm going to tell you what the hell's going to happen with the property taxes and what we can expect. Okay. It's probably going to pass, and how much money we get back from our rebates for the primary property tax people, the ones that own the houses, is going to get back what.
They're talking 1,400.
Let's just say
that's gone up from $500. Ooh,
yes,
and they're going to find a way to spend that too.
And besides, do remember one thing: that is your money. All right, here's what's going to happen: the immediate specials on your property are going to go berserk, and Kit will talk about that one later. Guaranteed. If you have specials for
you'll be paying.
Oh yes, mills on businesses, rentals, property, and farms are going to go up a lot. And rental people, rental property. Well, I don't care if my landlord has to pay more property taxes. I don't want to say you morons, but I would say
you go ahead.
Okay, you morons, don't you understand? You pay for that property tax. You renters are paying for property tax. Get that through your head. It goes to you. All right? Just remember that. So guaranteed, those specials, those bills are going to go up. And the rebate, the money back, which is your money, by the way.
Yes.
Yes. It's like, okay, you get your $1,500 this year. You're going to get your $1,500 next year too. But I tell you what, guaranteed, 2026. I'm not going to guarantee 2026 or 2028, but soon you're not going to be getting your rebate back because something's going to sit there. Your governor, Armstrong, or whoever the hell is the next governor, is going to tell you that, well, we can't afford it anymore. So we do not give you back your money. That's what's going to happen. I guarantee because there's nothing forcing them this to go through where you get $1,500 back and you only go up 3%. It's going to be dead after the next legislature if they think they need some more money. It isn't going to be paid off by, and believe me, they are not going to use the legacy fund to save the average citizen.
Okay, let me just show you something here
So-
too. If there's so many people that don't want anybody else to get there, so they only want it on the primary residence, which means it's going to be spread out between the businesses. Now, the corporations are going to be able to cope with that. The small guys aren't.
Right.
And what's going to happen is the small guys are going to go out of business because they're not going to be able to afford their rent or their buildings. And it's going to be, you're going to be paying their property taxes. So you're going to be paying property taxes anyway. And what's going to happen is exactly what everybody said. You're going to be able to own nothing. But I don't think you're going to be happy. At least I know I won't be. The only thing that's going to be equitable is going to be no property tax for anyone
Yes.
and a cap on specials.
Yes.
Period. End of freaking sentence.
We have to start doing this. I mean, if they wanted to really do something, they would have talked about this rebate stuff.
Nope.
They would have lowered the mills and have a cutoff on how much you could go up every year. That's what they would have done if they're serious about helping you. You know they're fraudulent when they sit there and they give you a temporary little relief, and they're telling you how Armstrong's telling you how wonderful that he is. It's like you do know that you're being fed a load of shit, and obviously it has a lot to do with the switch and bait and switch, I should say.
I'm in sales. I was in sales. All right. Now here's the thing. If you have a reluctant buyer on a product that you've got, there's a couple things that you do. You go back to them after a little bit and you go, oh, you know that offer I made you? Yeah, the one that you weren't too sure about? Yeah. Oh, well, that's no longer on the table. Yeah, my boss, it's nothing to do with me. Oh, no, nothing to do with me. I fought hard for you. But my boss, my boss came back and he's got a different idea for what you really need for this thing. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to give that to you anymore. And people get upset. Well, but you said you even though I didn't think that was a good deal originally, but you said, yeah, I know, but you know the boss. Well, you've got to fight for me. Well, I don't. So now I'm the hero, and now you're willing to take the thing that you didn't want in the first place because now you can no longer have it. Guess what you've just experienced? Property tax this legislature. Because the offer that we were getting from Armstrong sucked.
Mm-hmm.
But now everybody wants it. Coincidence? I don't think so.
No. I mean, this, okay, go back again. I know, guess what? We're going to have to get a whole bunch of signatures again. But this time, just get out there and go to the rental properties and sit there and tell them what's really going to happen and get a whole bunch of signatures. We have to run this through again. And this time, I think, well, I suppose with the $1,500, lots of the property owners won't be excited about signing it, will they?
That's the carrot.
Yeah.
And then but they don't realize they're going to be paying on the other end.
No.
Because your grocery prices and everything else is going to go up. The prices of your oil changes because those people have to pay the property taxes.
We're going to have to, like I say, we just definitely got to get rid of property taxes. It's just a bad tax. It doesn't work out very well, at least in North Dakota, and the people that are running and the legislatures in North Dakota are really making it tough.
Okay, so here's the thing. They're currently taxing us out of our homes, but public notice, state of North Dakota, 30-day comment period. 2025 to 2029 North Dakota HUD Consolidation Plan, and 2025 HUD Annual Action Plan, because the state of North Dakota is so worried about the fact that there is unaffordable housing in North Dakota. Okay, so they've got a development of, let's see here, plans for allocating U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development CPD formula block grant programs, community development block grants, home investment partnerships, National Housing Trust Fund, and the Emergency Solution Grants Program. Okay? We took some of that money and actually used some of that money to alleviate people's property taxes. So more people could afford homes, more people could afford to upgrade to other homes, so then people could come in to the homes that exist already. It would be a kick in the pants in the positive way to the housing market. But then the government's not in control of your housing.
That is the point.
And in this way, HUD and everybody else is in control of your housing. They can put you in those multi-block, huge apartment buildings in the big cities, and you can have a home. See, we've got this ass backwards. The goal in every person's life should be to have the home, the picket fence, the yard for the family and the kids and the dog. And we're telling everybody you can't have that. And we're making sure the government prices it out of the range of most people.
It's
And they're using our money to do it.
Yep. And the people that we vote in, isn't that disgusting? And it's like me and Kitty always go back and forth about what percentage do you think are good and what percentage are bad in North Dakota. I tell you what, I'm going higher and higher every dang time.
With bad, not good.
Yes. I mean, it's just getting ugly. Do we want to talk about
We've got a couple of minutes left.
Yeah. Well, I know you mentioned it. And I always got to laugh about it. It's going to be the future too. It's smart cities.
Minot
Yeah.
is currently letting everybody know that they're going to put in flock cameras. FLOCK, look them up. Flock cameras, all right, and they should be called flock cameras because they're designed to protect sheeple. The deal with these flock cameras is they record, and at this point in time, they're going to do facial recognition as well because they'll be able to see inside your car. But right now, they're being sold to you as they're able to snap the pictures of your license plate. So they can literally track you wherever you go in town. What they don't tell you is that the flock system is a nationwide system. So they can not only track where you go in town, they will track you all across the United States, wherever there is a flock system.
Which will be everywhere.
Which will be everywhere because that is the plan.
Yes.
And so when you commute from Grand Forks to Fargo for a shopping trip or a job, you're going to be picked up by the flock cameras. They're going to be able to know exactly where you are at every point in time. And the design of the cameras is so they're even going to be able to tell who's driving the car, who's passengers and stuff. And this is a simple way of keeping you continuously under surveillance. And it was funny because somebody said that if you ran a red light in front of a flock camera and it generated a police report, the report could be as much as 400 pages long because they're going to be able to go back months and track your car wherever it's been. Do you want anyone on the face of this planet to have that much information on where you've traveled?
Yeah. And it's so funny because who's going to
What are they going to use it for?
Who's keeping all this statistics and stuff and information? What's a new network?
The data mining.
Data set.
Data mining.
Data mining.
Now here's the thing.
Isn't that scary? I mean, and we're paying for that too. It's like, wow, we're paying for, well, would we say Big Brother constantly watching you.
Yes, every
Yeah.
move you make.
Yes.
Now,
It was
there's
it's going to be that way.
there's something else I want you to understand. For those of you who live in small towns, you say, well, that's my
Ah.
yacht.
Mm.
Castleton is looking at getting 2 flock cameras,
Mhm.
which is a small suburb outside of the town of Fargo. Castleton, North Dakota population. Let's see what we've got.
Oh, it can't be 3,000.
2,472 as of 2023.
Good guess, Honorable.
And they're going to get 2 flock cameras.
Yep. This is Big Brother's coming after you. 1984. I read the book if you haven't, but it's coming.
It's
Coming.
it's not pretty at all. It's not pretty at all.
No.
And what I need
Don't let it happen.
what I need you folks to understand is it's no longer conspiracy theory. It's no longer just a problem at the federal level. It's a huge problem at the North Dakota state level and your city level. Castleton wants to have flock cameras. That's the city. All right. You've got to start paying attention, not just to what people say. The glyphosate law is not just about reading labels. It's about signing away your ability to have reimbursement when the chemicals make you sick. Not being able to be in the examining room with your minor child. I don't even need to tell you the ramifications of that. I refuse to go to a vet that doesn't allow me in the examining room with my damn dog. So I got to tell you, if you allow a nurse to come take your child away to an examining room and return your child 30 minutes or whatever later and go have a nice day, I'm worried about you as well as your child. But that's a personal problem I've got. But people, we have a problem.
We do.
We have a huge problem.
George Orwell,
And
1984.
a lot of it resides inside this legislative session. They feel emboldened. They feel in power. And we have done nothing to apparently convince them that they aren't.
They're not
And
afraid of us.
They're not.
That's one problem. They don't, and the thing is, they don't have to be afraid of it, but they should at least respect you.
And the thing is when Bruce says they're not afraid of us, they're not afraid of losing their votes. You have to ask yourself why. Why aren't they afraid of losing our votes? And because of the way they're acting, they obviously don't. People voted for term limits. Who cares? You want to be with your child in a doctor's office? Pound sand. That's not the way a representative. You need property tax relief.
You don't need property.
No, you bastards aren't given enough. You haven't even felt the pain yet.
And I tell you, this is North Dakota we're talking about.
Yep. Minnesota is so much more fun.
Yeah, I know. And well, the United States. Oh my God, the problem. And it's kind of funny because we have been talking about North Dakota a lot. And
it's the same as talking about federal. We have a chance to do something about North Dakota federal. I'm not saying we don't have a chance to do something there, but we have a real chance. We can still fix this here. Look at South Dakota.
Yeah,
they've taken on voting. They with the machines and stuff. They've taken on the CO2 pipeline. Told them to pound sand. They've taken at least some of their state back.
Yeah.
North Dakota. What the hell?
No kidding. And oh wow, we could go a whole episode on.
Well, we're running out of time, but
the pipipeline is one thing we have to still go back to. We didn't even think about that one, and that's
I did, but because 1318 is big.
Eminent domain. Oh my
people,
God! Don't let them steal property.
We love you. We really do. We have no children. We're 2 old farts.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, but we care. We give a damn about the kids that are our kids that are having children. We give a damn about our neighbors. We give a damn about the people in the state and the people in this country. This is our country.
Our state.
Our state. We need to take it back. We need to get the right people in office. There's no brain drain.
Oh.
There's a power struggle, but there's no brain drain. We done?
We done.
Babies, please take care. Stay safe. Start becoming vocal. Don't get defeated. Let your voices be heard. Other than that, as usual, God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.